Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Talk. First of all, I want to thank all of you so very much. Your response is extremely wonderful. We see not only have you been watching our videos, but you've been subscribing, you've been commenting, which is wonderful, even on our fun facts. If you find yourself coming back though and wanting to view our videos, make sure you push that bell button, because by pushing the bell button that will notify you that we do have a new video coming out. Again, we love you very much. We appreciate all of the overwhelming kindness and viewing that you've been showing us. Tonight we're going to be talking here shortly about the airplane lady. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that. Gabriella's going to touch on that subject. But to start off, what we're going to do is we're going to touch base a little bit on the Gypsy Rose, since we did get such a good response. Now mind you, these are our opinions. If you don't like our opinions, that's fine. We accept that's okay. And if your opinion differs from ours, that's okay too. That's definitely your opinion. We're not going to disrespect you. That's wonderful that you can have a difference of opinion without insulting us. We thank you so very much for that. But we are going to touch on a little bit, and then we're going to get into the subject on hand. What I want to touch on is the Nick Godejohn. It's a little bit, we were watching one of his newer interviews, and they was asking him, it was about the interrogation, about the stabbing, and there was some discrepancy that he only said he stabbed her 4 times. What happened to the other stabs, who did the other ones? But in actuality there was 17 stabs. When Nick Godejohn was being interviewed or interrogated, they asked him specifically, did you stab her? And he said, yes, I did. He did say that it was all planned by Gypsy, which she admitted to. But he said when he stabbed her that he said he remembered 4 times, but he said he only remembered the 4 times and counted those because the 4 times that he stabbed her was when the knife penetrated her the whole way. He said in the one stab that it got so far in that he had trouble even pulling it out. Now, I'm sorry for the goriness, and please, there is a viewer discretion advisory that will be posted at the beginning of this for that part of our video. But she questioned him. She said, are you sure, Nick, that you only stabbed her 4 times? And he says, yeah. He says, but I did cut her in the back of her neck too. And she says, well, we already know the whole story, but so you better make sure that, are you sure? And she said, are you sure you didn't stab her anymore? And he says, well, he says, I think I stabbed her a lot, other times, but they didn't go in that far. They were just kind of like little jabs, and he only counted the 4 that penetrated her deeply. So we wanted to clarify that and cover anything that might have been questioned. Now, these are from his mouth. These words came from his mouth. They're not what we made up or what we're suggesting or what we're believing. This is what he actually said. The other thing that's kind of bothering me a little bit, and I'm going to kind of go this route, and maybe then you'll see where I'm going with it, hopefully. If somebody like Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein was a participant in a murder.
I will be right back. I got a good jacket.
If either one of them was a participant in a murder, would you find them guilty for either committing the murder or participating in the murder? Weird question, you may ask? Not really. And the reason why I'm bringing this is because Nick Godejohn's autism has been brought up. Now, the only fact that we know that was evidence, we did a lot of research, we haven't found anything concrete yet, but the one doctor that was interviewed, he said Nick was on the autistic spectrum. He was never ever diagnosed with autism completely, and or what kind of autism that he had, because there are different stages of autism. Now, going back to the Sir Isaac Newton and the Albert Einstein, the reason why I brought that up is because I'm not sure if you're aware, but both Isaac Newton, Sir Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein had autism. And also, they hire autistic people for NASA. So, just a thought out there, you know. So, for people that said, and if this, the lady, there was one person that made the comment on ours. I'm not trying to offend you or disrespect you in any way if you feel like I'm touching on what you said, but I understand where you were coming from with it. And the comment was that Gypsy kind of took advantage of somebody with autism. Nick never told Gypsy he had autism. He did tell her that he had another personality, which was Victor, but that was a role-playing personality, so we have not found any concrete evidence yet that he actually had split personalities.
Look at the camera. Why is it the color? Like, watch your shirt. Keep talking, but watch your shirt. And the colors keep going
I
in
think
and
it's.
out.
I wonder if it's one. I don't know. Yeah, I see that. Well, we'll see what happens.
it's like
yeah,
gray.
it might not be like that on the video though. But getting back to that, he was role playing. That was his role playing part. Now, Gypsy, she's not innocent. We know she's guilty. Like we've said it 1,000 times, she admitted that she's guilty. But the fact is, Gypsy hardly ever went out of her house. She could have killed her mother before she actually tried, and it wasn't successful. Her mother had a gun. She shot her, but it ended up being a pellet gun. She got her treated in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I think we covered that last time. But outside of her house and what she had when she met Nick and her few escapes that she did make that she was severely punished for, the only life she had outside of that is what Nick showed her through their videos. He showed her how to have other personalities. He showed her role-playing personalities. He showed her all about bondage. He showed her some of that real strange stuff. She was very naive to all of that beforehand. Again, this is what we researched and what we found out from what both she said and what Nick himself had said. Eventually what we'll do is, as we get more information, we'll actually get video clips when we can get and figure out what's going on totally with our equipment. We'll get little snippets and actual quotes and stuff like that. But no one's saying one or the other's innocent. But claiming that she used Nick when he had autism, kind of like, I understand your part, but there's different stages of autism or different types of autism. There's very, very severely dysfunctional autism, and there's highly functional. I know several people that are so highly autistic, you would never even know that they had autism in any kind. Asperger's, if you have Asperger's, you would never know that that person was even autistic.
Asperger's, in my opinion, isn't even really autism because they literally act
They're
like
so
any
highly
other person,
functional.
and I feel like it's not even a real disease at this point.
And that's the thing is that, so Nick, I watched him really closely on his interrogation. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly how many times he stabbed her. He knew that what he was doing was wrong. He knew that he was role-playing the victor part. So to think that he was coerced or anything, I'm sorry. I can't buy that, because he had more of the outside world experience than Gypsy had. Gypsy was pretty much captive by her mother, and when she did try to escape, she got punished. Nick he had a job. He was already experiencing the outside world. He has already had his Facebook page. He already did go out and venture. He had got in trouble with the law before and find out, which was new to me, that when he got in trouble with the law, he had a knife on him also. They
Yep.
found a knife on him.
He had a
What
pocket
was he
knife.
planning on doing with that knife? Like, you have to ask these questions too, to be fair. Now, again, I'm not saying you're wrong.
For all we know, it could have been for protection because he
It
is
could've-
autistic.
yeah.
You know,
We don't know.
There's the
Yeah.
you know counter.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know for sure though. But that's the whole thing. He was so coherent with everything that he answered, even in his interview that he's been having here to try to get released from prison. He's speaking very coherently. He's speaking very detailed. And to be honest with you, that picture, again, going back to what I was saying that Gabriella and I watched Signs of a Psychopath, he shows some of those because he so conveniently can throw himself into this victor personality to bring that evil and bad side out. And he knows he's doing it. He knows he's putting himself into that personality. He's well aware of it. He said that. So that's where I'm just going to drop this right now. If you want us to come back on this subject, because it did go overwhelmingly, if you want us to come back, please make comment on there and say that you really liked our talk about Gypsy and Nick, and ask us, and we will be more than glad to do another whole episode on it. But our topic at hand tonight is going to be the airplane lady. If you're not familiar with that whole story, Gabriella will fill you in because she is going to be the main speaker tonight and take over. But again, we cannot thank you enough for the response, even on our fun fact. So Gabriella, it's your turn. You can take over. Thank you.
Alright, so the airplane lady, her real name is Tiffany Gomez. Now the whole story behind the airplane lady is she is a lady who got on a plane, and during some part of, I don't even think they took flight yet. No, they were about to. They were about to go and take flight. Yeah. But she started saying, "Get me off this plane, get me off this plane." And they're like, "Why? Can you tell us what happened?" and everything else. And the stewardess is coming by and asking, like, what's wrong? And people are pulling out their phones and recording, and nobody seems to know what happened. But she kept on saying, that mother effer back there is not real. And that makes you think, like, what did she see? What actually happened? And then after she got escorted off the plane, she even wanted to know what happened in that plane. She kept on pointing out there to that plane. She was like, I want to know what happens to that plane and the people on that plane.
And you had to see her face in this video because I wasn't up to date on this story, but Gabriella showed me the clip, which you can't find right now. She's having a tough time finding that clip because she's going to show it tonight. But if you've seen her face, she was panicky. Like, she was scared and she was panicky.
There is a reason why, and I'll get into that. Like Mom said, she was panicking. She was very coherent. She wasn't stumbling. She wasn't, like, tipsy or at all. Although people are claiming that they did see her drink a few hard liquor from a bar.
Didn't she say that she did too? Didn't she say she had a few drinks, but not enough
I think
to get
so,
in?
but I don't.
Yeah, we can't quote that. We can't quote that.
But also, we'll get into that part later too. Mother.
I'm sorry. You
So
can beat me right here.
no. Anyways, so people are claiming to have seen her drink quite a few drinks before she boarded the plane. And now this is where it starts getting weird. We don't hear from this lady. We don't even know what her name is. We know nothing about her until 2 weeks later. And then all of a sudden she's coming out on interviews and podcasts and news stations and everything else saying, oh yeah, you know, it's actually quite embarrassing. It was all fake.
But wasn't there another guy that they interviewed too that said that he thought there was something rather strange about that guy too? It seems to me like there.
I think that was all fake. That
Oh,
was just
oh, that's right.
publicity
You know what?
stunts.
You're right. I think they did debunk that
No,
one.
you will. I tried looking all over the place for the original video of the airplane lady and people recording her and saying, that motherfucker back there is not real. Um, I don't care what you're gonna do, but I'm getting off this plane. You can all die with him if you want to. Something on the order of that. Don't quote me.
A paraphrase.
But, I tried finding the video everywhere. Apparently, now this was news to me. I got this information from my sister, so I don't know if it's completely factual, but I do know that it is kind of suspicious that all the videos have been taken down. The very suspicious activity is that apparently if you have a video of Tiffany Gomez getting on the plane or even close to this person or anything about that video unless it's about yourself or the stewardess, you have to take it down or you're going to be in trouble and you could be sent to jail. And I was like, are you serious? I don't believe this. You'll find people with reactions of the original video, but it will only show like that much of it, and then the rest of it where it actually shows her saying, I want to get off this plane, everything else is gone. It's completely disappeared. Now, the strange part about this is that, like I said before, we didn't hear anything from her until 2 weeks later when she started showing up on podcasts and videos and news stations and everything else saying it's not real. And that all happened because the guy was trying to steal her AirPods. Now, I don't know about you, but even if you're drunk, you wouldn't be freaking out because someone tried stealing your AirPods and calling them not real and threatening to get off the plane. I'm sorry, that's just not gonna happen.
There's too many big question marks.
Now this one guy on YouTube, I couldn't find his video. I might be able to now, actually, but... Oh, I forgot to do the 3.
That's okay, you can do that in a little bit.
After I'm done talking about this, I'll do the 3 facts. Don't worry, you'll get those. There was this guy on YouTube who analyzes faces and does, like, digital programming and everything else with AI for a living. So he is a professional in this business, and I wish I could remember what his name is, but I don't at the moment. But what he does is people will ask him, he's actually helped in a few, not cold cases, but cases where they were kind of like, we suspect this person being the murderer, but that person looks like them, but might not be them. He's actually helped in a few of those. Well, he took a picture of Tiffany Gomez, and then Tiffany Gomez, and then a few other people that looked similar to her, but weren't actually her. So AI analyzed her entire face, her facial structure, her facial expressions, like everything on her face, skin tone, everything, and compared it to the picture of the new Tiffany Gomez, and it's saying that it's a completely different person. And this is AI. AI can identify you if you're wearing makeup, if you're literally, you could be dressed as a drag queen probably, and it'll still recognize your face because you have the same facial structure and same eyes and everything unless you're wearing contacts. I don't know how that works, but my whole point is that this AI platform literally stated that it is not the same person. And I kind of suspected the same thing. She doesn't sound the same. She's all of a sudden going on news channels, showing off her home, just like a normal, I don't know, celebrity thing. She's all of a sudden going on all these different things, saying, "Oh my God, it's so embarrassing," but that was actually fake.
But the weird thing is, well, she's thinking what else she's going to say is the one interview that she was doing. When you watch the interview,
That's what I
she
was gonna
was
get to.
okay. Okay, you go ahead then. Go ahead.
On the news channel, it was when she was showing off her house. Um, the guy was asking her questions, and you could tell that she was like super nervous about talking about it, about the subject and everything, because her eyes started watering and she didn't really know what to say. She kind of brushed it off and started talking about her home, and she just kind of like ignored him basically. She was trying to talk about it, but then her eyes started watering and she was getting super nervous, and then she
kind of
went on
almost
with the
evaded
interview.
the questions at
Yeah, and
points
then she
too,
went on
like,
with the
yeah,
interview,
yeah.
and they showed off her house and everything. I don't know, guys. In my opinion, you're the airplane lady, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to go to that same airport wearing the same thing with the same hairstyle and the same makeup. That's just not going to happen. Nobody does that. That just, you don't do that. And even if you want to be recognized as that person, something is going to be different about you. You're not going to have the exact same hairstyle.
Everything was exact same.
She had the same earrings, the same hairstyle, everything. This was her doppelganger, that nobody even knows what happened to the real Tiffany Gomez. She's kind of just.
Well, the strangest thing is like you said, this all happened, then all of a sudden you didn't hear anything about her. Then all of a sudden she magically appears again.
Yeah,
it's this lady.
That's the thing. That's the strangest part is we hear about her, then we don't for 2 weeks. She's back on air. She's just there talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us know what you think down in the comments below, because I think that's rather suspicious, and I am a strong believer that she is not the real Tiffany Gomez, and that something may have happened to her, being government involved maybe, or they are using her to find out what actually she did see, if she actually saw anything.
Well, that's going to tie into what I was going to say. If we could have found that original clip to show you, she was so petrified. She was so upset. Now, unless she's one hell of a good actress, there was something not right there. And there was a show that I was watching. It was a documentary, and they were showing these different encounters that people were saying that they were having with what they thought was everyday people. And I guess they called them like lizard people or some, I don't know. You're reptilians. That's what they called them, reptilians, because when you got a close up of their eyes and they blinked, their pupils wasn't round, circular like ours.
Yeah, it goes like
that. They went right, like a reptiles would, rather than like how ours would. And they've got these clips all over. Like I guess it's a big conspiracy theory now. Are there alien humans running among us? And the government, since they openly now said that yes, we have encountered aliens and there's proof of alien life, they're thinking, well, the government, and again, this was on the documentary I watched, that they could be walking, they could be our next door neighbor for all we know.
Wouldn't that be something if we found out that our freaking next door neighbor?
Well, that's just it, and that's what they're saying. And some of these pictures, I mean, of course, they can be photoshopped and edited to make it, with our technology these days, you can do pretty much anything. But there's been more and more of them showing up, and people have been questioning it. And ironically, this lady, the airplane lady, how she described this guy was pretty similar to some of these encounters people were saying are the reptilian people that are
And then,
roaming
of
among
course,
us.
you're gonna get the videos on TikTok that was like, hey, I was the guy in the green hoodie, and I was just trying to get her to, to give me her number, and she freaked out because I touched her AirPods, just a whole bunch of ridiculous things that you know for a fact didn't happen unless people actually was like, oh yeah, I actually saw that person, that did happen, but it didn't.
Yeah, so if you know any more information yourself, please feel free to comment on there and maybe I mean, Gabriella tried like crazy to find any updates on anything, and it's even hard anymore to find anything on her because it was like it was so hot of a topic, and that's all you heard about was the airplane lady this, the airplane lady that, and then there was nothing. It was just like it all totally stopped.
Like I said before, you will find videos of her still. It's just not the full video
Mm-mm.
of her starting to say, like, I want off this plane, take me off the plane, and then actually going up and being like, uh, that mother effer back there's not real. Um, and that she wants to know what happens. I think there's still videos of her when she gets off the plane, looking out the window and saying, I want to know what happens to that plane. But I don't think that there's any videos, unless it's like a little snippet of the video and then commentary, um, of her actually on the plane saying that.
Now, how long ago did this happen? When did this all take place? Several months ago, right?
Yeah, it was like it was
Like
last year.
last year, yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's kind of ironic.
It was in like December, September or December, I believe. No, it was actually earlier than that.
I think it was shortly after when we moved back up here
I think you're right.
because I didn't know anything about it, and Gabriella the one day she says, "Hey mom," she says, I've been watching something really interesting." She said, "Did you know anything about the airplane lady?" And I'm there, "What?" And she started telling me, and I'm there like, "Wow, that's weird."
It was all over
Yeah,
my TikTok For You page. Like, there was not a single video that went by that wasn't about her or another angle of the same thing. It was wild. Now you barely hear anything about her, and there's barely any videos out there
yeah,
about
it's
her.
kind of crazy. It just seems like for something to be that hot and to be that popular all over social media, and then just all of a sudden it's gone as quickly as that it appeared.
And
And
like I said, sorry,
no, you're
and
good.
like I
It's your
said before, it's not factual, but I have been told that if anybody is caught with a video of the airplane lady talking about what she saw, um, they will be put in jail. They have to take down the video or they'll be put in jail.
So
That's
again, if you find out anything, if you hear anything, please uh, put in the comments. Let us know, and let us know what you found, and we can do some more research, see what else we can come up with. Because right now it's kind of hard finding anything on it, but it's quite interesting that, like I said, that it was such a hot topic, and then all of a sudden now, when she came out, and that was the first thing that caught my eyes and ears is when she first came out, and I'm there. Wait a minute, her facial structure's a little bit off, and her voice is not the
and you
same.
can tell where they tried doing the same makeup that she had to make her it look like the same facial structure, but even her nose was different. You can change your nose shape with contour from this angle But from the side angle, unless you're like a professional on makeup, you cannot change the side angle of your nose. I have this stupid ass bump on my nose, so if I contoured the front of my nose, you would see that, and it would be like skinny. But right here,
You're so weird.
it wouldn't be the same.
But that's just it. You can do so much with makeup and that. But I mean, and I know people will say, well, she could have used something to disguise her voice to change and that. It's just something just seems very off about that whole subject and for it just to be totally gone and now all suddenly appear. That's just
Another thing I forgot to mention is I'm surprised one of the family members that was talking to her after she got off the plane that she called is not speaking up about what she actually said she saw or what actually happened, because there's also a video, I don't know if it's floating around anymore, but it was when she got off the plane and these two officers with body cams came up to her and was asking her what happened, and she was still frazzled and she was like, I just want to know what happens at that plane, keep an eye on that plane. Well, she was trying to get a ride home or something and called up one of her family members, and she was on the phone with them. She was talking to them. So, like, if this is so popular and she was so frazzled, why isn't that family member coming out and saying, oh, yeah, she actually was drunk, or something on the order of that?
it just doesn't make any sense to me. You would think even if a family member didn't come out, that at least even one person on that plane would have said, "Wait a minute, I was on that plane. I didn't want to be known."
Yeah, ironically,
and do it
nobody saw
anonymously. I mean, even have their face, say, "Hey, I was on that plane." And this is exactly what happened, and so you can get the story of what happened.
Which is funny because usually when you go on a plane, they're the nosiest people ever. They're always looking at what you're doing and.
Oh, they know everything that's going on.
But ironically, in that specific plane, nobody seems to have seen anything.
Nobody wants to say anything. It just sounds kind of suspicious. And I mean, there's just so many things. It's one of those. It's another one of the controversial subjects. Was she drunk or crazy, or was it some kind of a cover up? They don't want us to know that there was something on that plane.
I fully believe it was a government cover up.
Some kind of a cover up, yeah. Government, whatever, some kind. I mean, look at all the stuff. I find it also ironic that it came out that there are aliens, that we definitely have had UFO encounters and aliens, but yet they're still keeping Area 51 so highly restricted that if you go there and you cross a certain point, they have signs up all around there. You will get shot on sight if you cross this line.
Which obviously they're talking about it's a military base, and that's understandable, but no other military base on the earth is as protected as that one, saying, oh, if you even go near the border of it, you're probably going to get shot.
Yeah. I mean,
what are they hiding in there?
Yeah. It's just, and you kind of wonder, is that somehow the airplane lady's encounter, was it tied in somehow with something like that, or these reptilian people? It's a question that definitely has to be asked. Again, if anybody has any info, any family members, any people that was on that plane that's tuned in to us by some chance, please let us know, because we would like some updates on it and find out exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that would be nice, because it's wild. It's just crazy that there's a subject that is there and then it's gone and literally nobody's talking about it now. What's up with that?
I don't know, but it gets back to that interview too. It's so weird because she was so afraid when she was on the plane, like I said, unless she's a hell of a good actress, but yet when she was doing that one interview in particular inside the house where you could see like she was kind of fidgety, and like Gabriella said, she was kind of like almost teary-eyed. She was kind of trying to avoid the questions and go on to how nice her house was, and like she said, like she was some kind of a celebrity or something, and that would not be a typical interview of somebody that either faked their whole thing. They would want to talk how they went about it and why they did it, and not focus on showing their house off like that. It just, there's things that's just not adding up with this whole airplane lady thing.
Yeah.
So, what else do you want to get into?
Well, I'm gonna do the 3 facts, the 3 state facts, because I forgot to do that at the beginning.
How dare you!
I
We even had a
know.
comment on it last time.
I can't believe.
You're going off of our regularly scheduled thing.
I'm
Of course, though,
tired.
we ad lib and top of our head, and as many moments you see that we kind of.
You guys, I'm 21 years old. It's only 10:28 right now. I'm usually up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning playing video games on my freaking computer with my sister. And since we got these damn puppies, they've been running us ragged all around the place, trying to train them.
Let's make the
And usually,
go ahead.
and usually at about.
Pee-wee, are you okay, buddy?
You good?
You sneezed? You okay? Okay.
All right. Usually around 9 o'clock, even sometimes earlier, I'm out like a light bulb, and she has to wake me up so I can walk my little ass upstairs.
I haven't been waking you up. You've been here. What you said? You can tell when I wake up.
No, I mean when I'm down.
I thought you meant in the morning, Gabrielle.
She wakes me up when I fall asleep on the chair. Sorry, it wasn't specific, Mother.
I'm sorry.
She has to wake me up when I'm downstairs, because I pass out on the chair sometimes, and I walk my little ass upstairs, lay my head on the pillow, and I'm out. There's nobody who can wake me until it's around 6, 7, 8 o'clock when I almost called them cats. The dogs
the little hellions
wake up and they start barking and they're like, "Hey, it's time to take us out."
We've got them trained for nighttime. They're fantastic at night, but it's like you got excuses, especially. I wasn't even sure if I was even going to be making it to do this video tonight because I am that worn. They really gave us one hell of a day today. What I was going to say when I rudely interrupted Gabriella was that we make this little joke about them where they're like, if you ever watched Toy Story and there's the rainbow room and the caterpillar room.
Nope.
Isn't that what it is? Rainbow room and caterpillar? Oh,
Nope.
butterfly room.
There you go.
Butterfly room and caterpillar. See, I'm tired. I told you. Butterfly room and the caterpillar room, well, they did not make the butterfly room. They made the caterpillar room because they are little hellions. But we love them so much.
They are so adorable, and they are just the kindest, sweetest little things. It's just they're like toddlers. You have to watch them 24/7.
Oh
They're
my
worse
goodness.
than toddlers because they'll grab anything they find on the floor, put it in their mouth, and then try chewing on it and eating it. And you have to very quickly be like, "Hey, what are you chewing on?" If you see it's something foreign, you freaking open their little mouth and
Yeah, there's something. They even do that when we take them outside for potty training. And the one, like, she sees a rock. She figures, hey, it's a rock. And I looked at her the other day and I said, you're not a chicken. You don't need to eat a rock.
she eats chickens, and then she also eats leaves, and then he eats leaves as well. So when you're trying to potty train them, they don't go to the potty. They eat leaves, or they jump in the leaves, or they eat weird shit off the ground that you don't even know what it could be. It could be rabbit turds for all we know.
I think that one pile over there was rabbit turds, and they both hightailed it for that. But not. We're not supposed to be talking about our puppies and that. But getting back to at hand, if we're like giddy, and I got to warn you folks too that in any upcoming video, until we get these puppies trained, I'm going to put a warning up that you'll be able to tell when I get extremely tired, because I will just start laughing for no reason, and I'll just laugh and laugh and laugh. One time my husband and I went on a vacation. There was an incident that happened at a show that we went to see. It stuck in my head, and when we went back to the hotel room, it came back into my head, and I started laughing. I laughed an hour straight to where I put myself to sleep by laughing. So, kind of a little FYI for in the future, which I'm hoping that this is probably the most tired I've ever been doing one of these, and it's because before 6 o'clock in the morning, even we were out taking care of these puppies. Thank goodness they're out for the count right now because we really wore them out today outside. So, but she's going to read her fun facts, and then we will discuss what we're going to be doing in either our next episode or the episode after, and I'll explain why I'm saying one of those 2 dates.
Is it the thing
Mm-hmm.
that you had written on the other page?
Mm-hmm. Right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I read that.
Which I'll explain, so go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so the first little fun fact of the day is, despite Arkansas being one of the poorest states in the U.S., it's one of the most generous, with residents giving, on average, $736 to charity in 2020. The second one is Los Angeles County, California, has a larger population on its own than 40 other U.S. states. And the third and final one is Colorado is home to the Frozen Dead Guide Days Festival. It honors Grandpa Brito,
I would imagine.
a Norwegian man whose dead body is stored in a homemade cryonics facility in a shed.
Whoa, that one's interesting.
Now,
Okay.
mind you, I don't read these before I read them to you guys. They're shocked to me when I read them too. So.
And please let us know, do you like the fun facts or do you like the fun or crazy laws of each state? Like, do you want her to alternate?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about states. It could just be fun facts about anything.
I mean, in the future too, we'll be doing probably some trivia stuff. Like, we'll come out and say, for those of you that play trivia, did you know that a golf ball has X amount of dimples? And so when you're playing trivia, hey, I heard that on the podcast.
It might even be on a radio station.
Exactly. So
a question you can win for $1,000.
We'll go ahead and do stuff like that. But coming up, and you can let us know how you feel about it too, even on this this episode. We are waiting for 2 packages to come in. What we are going to do, if we're hoping that it comes in before our Wednesday's show, if not, we'll do it next Friday. It should be in by then. But we ordered 2 of the snack mystery boxes, and they're going to be snacks from around the world. We're going to unbox it right here in front of you and see what's in it, and we'll try them out right in front of you, let you know what we think, how we like them.
Sorry, I was trying to get free stuff on Temu again. I posted in a group chat. People answered back 11 hours ago. I didn't see it. And now I feel bad.
Oh, I forgot to show the Temu stuff that I got in today, which I did say that, ironically, I guess you could say ironically, if it's the right word, because I'm so numb right now. I don't even know if I'm using the right word. Everything I ordered for the puppies, I ordered them way too small size. I should have known better, but again, being tired, I really didn't pay attention to what I was ordering.
She just saw that they're cute, and she was like, yes, click.
Oh, you should have seen the last grocery order I made. I made it online from Walmart for us to pick up at their pickup spot up at the store. And I'm making all these orders, and I come home, and they're like, did I order that? And it was kind of what I wanted, but not exactly what I wanted. Then I pick up another item. Wait, I don't remember ordering that. It was just, everything worked out fine, but there's stuff in there. I'm like, don't order stuff when you're tired. No, it's just not.
I have more Temu coming in.
She's such a Temu junkie.
I love Temu. This is from Temu, actually. This jacket.
And it's actually not thin. It's actually a pretty thicker material. And she really didn't pay a lot for it. I think she paid maybe, what, $10?
This might be a little bit. Actually, I can go and check for you guys. Just give me a momento. Uno momento.
But if you liked our Timu episode that we did too, please feel free to comment on that. Like I said, we do appreciate that. We did actually get comments on the last video. And again, we weren't trying to, I wasn't trying to offend anybody. I respect your opinion, but we just recently watched these new videos, these interviews and that, and that's how we came up with, and they're facts. They're not stuff that I'm just making up. It's actual facts.
It was $8.47.
I didn't think it was even $10. I thought it was pretty cheap.
Actually, the original price is $11.99. I'm pretty sure I got it cheaper though.
Yeah. You did.
Right now for the lightning deal, it's $8.47. So.
And like I said, it's not thin. I mean, it's not as thick as a regular sweatshirt would be, but it's not thin either.
Got this really nice like fleece lining inside too.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for dudes, but.
You're a dudette. What are you excited?
I'm a dudette, exactly,
yeah,
and I love it. And I love anything that has to do with dragons. I would actually like to get like a small dragon tattoo somewhere. I think that would be awesome.
Okay.
I want at least a dolphin tattoo. Because dolphins. Hello.
You probably see my expression. I personally don't have any tattoos. I don't have a problem with anybody getting tattoos. I'm not going to insult anybody or anything. I'm not crazy about people that have tattoos all over them. But at the same time, that is your prerogative. If that's what you want, that's what you like, all the power to you. I had a co-worker that had tattoos from their neck all the way down. They were gorgeous. Beautiful artwork. It's just personally something I wouldn't do. Although I wouldn't mind getting a little tiny tattoo somewhere.
I'll do a stick and
with
poke.
all my kids. A what?
A stick and poke.
Oh, I thought you said a stinky bug. I'm like a stink bug. No.
Stinky bug.
A stink bug. I told you I'm tired. But no, remember that one that I made myself, the little triangle, and then I had that little design. Something like that I wouldn't mind, but at my age, it probably wouldn't look right. It was like I was telling the kids, it's a good thing I didn't get an eagle or something on me when I was younger, because right now it looked like a vulture because of my age and how I look.
Everybody always tells her that she looks younger than she is, so.
Not if you see these pictures on here, like I look like I'm the crypt keeper or something, but hey, whatever, you know, I'm enjoying what I'm doing because I'm with my girl. Oh, by the way, when those snack mystery boxes come in, Abby's supposed to be joining us too. So let's have some cheers for that. So she said, oh yeah, I want to join you. We will be coming up in the future. We will be doing more of these controversial type episodes. We're coming up with a list of subjects, and let us know what you would think about. There was one that I came up with. Some of the headlines that we've been reading, some of these weird things. She was reading to me about this guy, I believe she said was in New York, got in trouble with the law because he was capturing squirrels and painting them red.
Yeah.
So.
I can get a little bit into that because this, I don't know how long this video is, but it feels shorter than.
Eric, do you know how long we've been on so far? Approximately.
Like 40 minutes. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it feels shorter than most of the other ones, so I can go on a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. The man suspected that there was squirrels that was coming back to eat his bird seed, and to find out which ones it was, he captured the squirrels and painted them red. And it was a really funny article because it said, like, the security, the animal security people suspected that the guy was catching them and painting them red, but they didn't know, and then they finally caught him, and I was like, oh my god, what?
Yeah, she was telling me about that, and they're like, okay. First, she just said, hey, Mom, there's this guy that was capturing these squirrels and painting them red, and he got in trouble for it. And they're like, well, and she said, I got to find out what this is all about. And then she told me. But so that, if you're interested in topics like that, because we every day she said, hey, Mom, listen to this one. And so I'm pretty fascinated by it. Maybe you are too. Another thing that coming up in the future, as you know, we bring up on occasion our other channel, Lurking Spirits. The house that we were in. Okay. The house that we were in before we were here, Gabriella was having a lot of paranormal things happening there. And it got nothing malevolent or evil or anything like that, but enough to razzle her. If you want us to get into something like that, and if you have any stories yourself that you'd like to tell us, and we can touch on, we can even put an email address below that you can mail us in our email. Ideas, suggestions, something that might have happened to you that you want us to discuss, and we can do it anonymously.
This was a news article. Sorry not to
No,
interrupt
you're
you
okay.
again, because I seem to do that all the time.
No, we kind of, but we're good with it though. We're not like, you need to freaking stop that. I said freaking, oh my gosh.
I can't believe her right
Oh
now.
my gosh, I used freaking. I should have said fudging. Okay.
But, okay. Anyways.
Yeah, see, I'm tired.
The article says upstate New York man caught red-handed for spray painting squirrels bright red. And I was like, what?
Yep, that's a picture of one of them on there, right? Can you blow it up and kind of show?
I don't know if it'll...
You might be able to. Let's see. Can you see that?
I don't know if that'll
Yeah, it
show
looks.
up.
I think it'll show up.
We'll
But that it's pretty
we'll
cool.
see when I-
So.
when I...
Oh, and on the next up, while we're doing our snack boxes, since we're from Pennsylvania, all of you probably would know and have heard about Punxsutawney Phil. As we're doing our snacks and stuff now, we're going to be talking about good old Punxsy and some of the crazy things people do, some of the things that they think of about an early spring or 6 more weeks of spring or 6 more weeks of kind of like, okay, we'll talk about that at
I
that
wasn't
time.
done talking about the squirrel.
I'm sorry, I talked about the squirrel.
Fight you. It says, this is what made it super funny, and I had to read it. I was like, it says New York State Department of Environmental Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. New York State Department of Environmental Conservation police officers suspected that a local man was spray painting the squirrels and releasing them in the park for unknown reasons.
But that could kill those squirrels because it
Well-
would harden up on them and everything else. And
Maybe not. Maybe he was like, okay, maybe not to hurt them, just find...
yeah, but I would
Pet
think
friendly.
that would be toxic.
Not if it's pet friendly.
How the hell can you buy pet friendly
Mom, people-
spray paint?
People, well, it might not be spray paint. People paint
Didn't
their
you just
freaking
say it
animals.
was spray paint?
That's what they suspected it was, mother.
Well, geez, I'm sure he would have told him when he caught him how he did it.
While conducting a surveillance operation in the area, ECOs observed a freshly painted squirrel crossing a street less than a block from the man's residence.
Bring out the Dawn dish soap.
See, this is all it says. He doesn't say spray painting. It says, on January 13th, ECOs in Putnam County SPCA detectives interviewed the man who admitted to trapping the squirrels and painting them red in order to keep track of those returning to his yard and causing his dogs to bark. Not...
Why didn't he just do food coloring?
Oh.
While he's here.
He probably got...
He could have got a water bottle with red food coloring and it went...
You know when people get their dogs And
They're
if they have
dogs.
like a white dog, they're like, oh, let's paint him blue with
We
purple
had
polka dots.
We had a white cat that we called Pickle. Why we called him Pickle, I don't know. But one day, they're like, you know what? Since we're calling him Pickle, I'm going to food color him green. And it was pretty cool. Didn't hurt him. He was okay because it was food coloring. So, but regardless, okay.
So yeah, that's I had to.
So if you're interested in things like this, let us know. We'll bring them up because those are pretty cool, and they go right along with the fun facts and stuff
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
literally daily. We get them daily.
Yeah. So
And I could just keep them on my phone instead of swiping them over.
you always say that, but when we come here to sit down, you have to kind of at the spur of the moment.
No, right. They show up right there. So if I keep it there like
Right
a little
there.
tab, instead of going whoop, then we're good.
Are we good?
Are we?
Are you sure about that?
I think. What do you think? 'Cause I don't.
Just let
don't
us
think
know
so.
what you think of anything, any ideas, any of the things that we touched on. I'll kind of give you like a little bit of update, like here of some of the things that we'll be discussing in the future, and you can see if any of them. What are you doing? So we'll do it like we watch that show, Psycho Killers, Signs of a Psycho Killer. We'll probably talk about that on occasion. Of course, this Casey Anthony case, which should be a pretty hot case.
called Science of a Psychopath.
Okay, a psychopath. Excuse me, I am sleep deprived. You are too? So, shush. I made you a cup of coffee.
And I said thank you.
When did you say thank you?
When you made it!
I didn't hear you say thank you.
Well, open your ears.
My ears must not have been by you if you said thank you.
They must not have
Because
heard.
you was in here pissing around getting stuff ready.
Yeah, exactly.
So how was I
So I
supposed
was
to...
over there and I was like, thank you.
And I was in there.
And then I went over there.
Such a freak. Anyhow, horror movies. We can talk about some of the horror movies that's coming out in the future, some that has already been out, that subject line. Oh, I got a good one here too, and I know that you guys probably would like it. Telemarketers. Good old telemarketing phone calls.
Can you read this
I
close?
can't read it when it's that close. I have to be here. Another one that kind of it really bothers Gabriella and me, and to each their own, but it really rubs us wrong, is the people that smash the eggs on their little kid's head and the cheese throwing thing. Like, what's up with that?
The cheese thing is bad enough.
That's not too
the
bad.
egg thing
It's
irks
just,
me.
yeah, me too. That's the one that really gets me. Reality TV shows like AGT and The Voice and some of those. Paranormal shows, what's your favorite? What you like, since that ties in with what we do anyhow. We can keep that separate and have a good discussion here. We can do challenges. Just all trivia day. Just come up with all kinds of trivia. Pets.
I like how you have beside trivia the exclamation
Yeah.
marks and question marks. But all the other ones, they're fine except for that one.
Questions and answers. We could do like a whole question and answer thing. We can do a lot of questions and see if you guys, we can do some kind of games on here. So like I said, sometime in the future, probably maybe in the next couple months, we'll do contests. So we can do some questions, and whoever gets them all right or can answer them, we can do a prize, something like that. Product reviews we will do. Product tasting we will do. We might do restaurant reviews from around our area. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones we can, but that's just a few of them. Afterlife, of what you think of the afterlife. So if there's anything like that you can think of, game shows, personal issues like self-esteem, amusement parks, movies just in general, exotic animals and how you feel about them. We could do a try not to laugh thing, which I have to watch because if I'm tired like this, it ain't going to take much, but I'm pretty good in those. It's very hard to make me laugh to the ones that everybody says, There's no way you're not going to laugh at this one.
The ones that say, oh, it's impossible not to laugh, 100%. The ones that get me is if it's just completely ridiculous. And it's usually if somebody falls down and gets hurt because they did something stupid, I gotta laugh at it because don't do stupid shit, you won't get hurt.
And we can do also some of we try to get everybody in the house and that the riddle me this things. Gabrielle, yeah, you got a new name.
I love my name, Gabrielle.
That's Gabriella and I.
I'm already Gabardilla.
You Gabardilla, Abazilla. Abby's abracadabra, so.
Be careful.
You're going to break your neck.
I am not. My neck's up here.
You need to stop that. You're going to break my chair. How about that? How about that?
How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that? Getting back to we can do. Gabrielle and I are pretty good on the riddle me this thing. Those.
Yeah, we usually catch on pretty quickly. It's just a few of them that's like.
Some of them there could be two answers. Like there was one recently that was. I can't remember how many of each one because I am so tired. But it had geese or ducks flying.
It was ducks flying, chickens, and cows.
And then there was you walking into the room, and there was a bed, and there was a chair, and it said how many legs are on the floor. Now that could go two ways, and if we do that riddle, we will tell you why, but we're not going to give that away right now. So it depends on how thoroughly you think into it and go out of the box of what they actually want for the answer.
Maybe our next one will be a riddle.
We could do that.
Maybe even a tongue twister. Because I suck at tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters?
Tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters. Oh, and here's another thing we're probably going to do is, and it's going to be between us, especially considering that we're very tired. We're going to do a count. We're going to have a counter between us. Because the first video we did, I kept on saying segue. I must have said segue I don't know how many times. And if we would have had a counter, especially if we would have had a drinking game, that would have been sauce. Hers is, So we're going to pick, if you can even do that on this video.
Oh, my eye's twitching again. It's a stress-related thing.
She just is winking at you because she loves you so much. Anyhow, if you see on this video here, either one of us or both of us, if there's a certain word that you know that we've used a lot, let us know and we can do a counter on one of those like that. So. But is there anything else that you want to say or talk about? Because this might be shorter than but we are really, really tired.
Yeah, my eyes.
And her eyes twitching because she can't stop winking at you because she loves you and you're so sweet and you're the best audience ever.
We do a little winky.
Well, she's just trying to be sexy for all the males that might be watching it.
Oh,
Look
God,
at this beautiful face.
I can't. No. Do not.
Is there anything else?
I don't know. That was a cool sound I just made.
That was a good one. That would be one of those. What's that called?
ASMR.
ASMR?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good one of those.
It have to be with those little clip-on things.
She can do a bird beak. Special talents, she can do a bird beak. It comes right out, looks like shaped like a bird beak. She can talk like it, she can sing with it.
It's the most derpiest thing I think I can do. I can do a Yoshi voice, I can do Toad voice, but that one's really loud.
That's what you can do tonight, is take either your Yoshi voice or your Toad voice. Do Yoshi when we're doing peace out, when we're signing off.
No, it's loud.
It's loud?
Yeah. I have to be loud to do Yoshi and Toad.
Since when? Talk Yoshi talk Yoshi now and finish up with,
Well, that would sound like Stitch then, kind of.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a mix between Stitch and Yoshi, because I can't quite do Stitch, but I can't quite do Yoshi.
You do Stitch very well. it's so freaking funny because we were on a trip one time when we were coming back.
I can actually do that.
We were coming back, and they act up. Usually they'll act up, and it's a long drive. It was like, I don't know, I think it was like a 9-hour drive or
We
something.
were tired.
And
we were bored.
so they're acting up in the back and making a lot of noise, and my husband said, "Would you guys shut up or I'm going to toss you out of the car?" And Gabriella does her Stitch voice, and she goes, "Ohana."
I went, Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And then everybody in the car
We lost our shit. We started howling, so it kind of broke up all the tension.
Because I was like, but, Ohana.
But Dad, Ohana means family.
Now, if you know me, and you probably, you're going to throughout all of this, I usually have a Stitch cup with me, but it's dirty right now, and I'm sad. So, but I am addicted to anything that has to do with Stitch.
She is. She is. So, but regardless, is there anything else you want to talk about? We cut it short tonight. Because I don't know what time the puppies are. No, it's not. It's pretty much average. But Eric has work tomorrow. Hopefully the puppies won't wake up as early this morning as what they did, or tomorrow morning as they did this morning. So, anything you want to touch on?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, guys, we really, really appreciate you tuning in. You really showed us your support, and especially this last video. Again, let us know if you're enjoying this. And if you are, please push that subscribe button, because that way you'll get the notification. And what we're going to do now is, instead of you having it a surprise what our next video is, we're going to try to tell you ahead of time. Like I said, this week coming up, we'll be doing our Wednesday and Friday, and whatever, if those packages come in before Wednesday, we will do that. If not, we'll do it on Friday, but we'll make sure that we have something good.
And we can't wait, because they're mystery snacks. We have no clue what's in there. But we do know that it's from around the world. So.
And we will have Abby here with us. So, to end then on that, I'm going to end with, you got to give credit to Tom Hanks as playing the hobo from Polar Express, considering that Christmas just had passed not that long ago. The quote is, "Seeing is believing, and believing is seeing." And on that note, tune in.
And peace out.